Good morning, everybody. Today we are joined by my mom, so she's helping us with the interview, and then we are also joined by Quentin Henderson and his brother, who is 3-0, John Henderson, who will be fighting for the Steel Fist 185-pound amateur fight title coming August 11th. So how are you guys feeling today? How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing pretty good, also. All right, so I guess starting first, how's so what was your guys' upbringing like, and what kind of sports and stuff did you guys play?
So, growing up, sports have always been a big part of our lives. We mainly played football and basketball, but we played it since we were really little. Football was always the main goal, go to the NFL for both of us.
Yeah.
But so after I graduated in 2020, I was accepted to the University of Montana Western, and I was going to go play college football up there, but never got a chance to try out for the team, or I didn't reach out in time to the football coach. So I ended up taking a year off after I graduated, and I went again the next year to the same college. And this time I did go, but the same thing, I didn't get a chance to try out for the football team. So I was there for one day, and then I was like, yeah, it's not for me. So I ended up coming home, and basically I had no idea what I was going to do with my life after that. Kind of felt like a failure after just quitting after one day, and basically I was just lost. And I ended up getting a job as a dishwasher at a restaurant in town. It's like 20-minute drive from where I live. Then after that is when I kind of started watching MMA. It was never really, I was never too big into MMA before, but I watched Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar, the fight night, and after watching that fight, it opened my mind to the whole MMA sport, and I fell in love with it right away. That, like, just the feeling it looked like he had after the win, and it just looked awesome. And I started watching it more and more after that, and just seeing like the battles people go through, like in their own lives, and then to step into the cage and go up against another guy that's trying to take you out. It's just, I feel like that's the best way to challenge yourself mentally and physically, and I know that's what I needed. So after watching that Max Holloway fight, I look up on my phone MMA near me just to see any promotions around, and Steel Fist was the one that popped up first. So I reached out to them on Facebook, and then they sent like the auto message back, had me text or fill out an application on their website, and I filled that out, and like 2 or 3 weeks go by and didn't get nothing. So I had no idea like if that was going to work out. I was training down in my basement at the time. We didn't have nothing but just one little reflex bag that I practiced my punches on. So me and my brother are sitting on the couch one day, just eating a bag of chips and hanging out playing games, and get a text from Pat saying that someone pulled out of a fight, and in 2 weeks he needs someone to fight 185, and he asked if I could do it, and I was so shocked I didn't even believe it was happening. So I said yes right away, and me and Quentin, we just started freaking out basically right after, like didn't think it was real. And then started training, took it serious from there, and I was 211 pounds when I got the text, and I had to weigh 185 2 weeks out. So the weight cut was kind of crazy, and it sucked so bad. But it really like showed me, or I learned that I could do it, that I could push myself through all that. And I went to the first fight and got the win in the second round, and here we are now fighting for the belt.
So how many fights did you say you had?
3.
3 fights. Are you 3-0?
Yes.
Good job. That's awesome. That's quite the jump from football to MMA without any experience?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a shock for all of us, especially with him taking it in 2 weeks' notice.
So you guys live in a pretty small town, right? So there's no like gyms or anything really by you that do any combat sports?
No, not at all.
Where are you
Yeah,
guys
no,
from?
there's nothing. Carlin, Nevada.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
So how does your family feel about it? I mean, your brother obviously supports you, but how about your other siblings or your parents?
So my dad, he supported me a lot. We live in his house still, and he lets us use the basement as our gym. Like I don't train at any gym in town or any. I've never even been to any type of MMA gym or anything like that. It's all been in the basement, and he allows me to do that. And so he's helped me out a lot. He's been supportive. And my mom, she's kind of like my manager. She like she'll text Pat, get the posters set up. She'll help sell my tickets. She even got some fight merch made for us. And
That's awesome.
so they've been really supportive, and it helped out a lot.
That's so good. I admire that they can do that because I struggle with it.
Yeah, it was definitely hard at first. Like that first fight, they had no idea what to expect, and just seeing me sweating all that weight out. And we did it on the way there. I was cutting weight, so
Oh wow.
it was pretty crazy. Yeah, in the car, sweating in the back.
Everything that I hear from you just screams perseverance, perseverance. I mean, your experience is amazing.
Thank you.
I love it.
So do you have much wrestling background, or is that just something that you focused on mostly for football and I guess now for MMA?
Well, I wrestled a few years when I was younger, but it was never like too big for me. Like I wasn't too good. I was just strong, you know. I kind of got beat by all the skilled kids in wrestling. So it wasn't really my sport. And basketball was during wrestling, so I kind of played basketball more. But junior high was the last year they had wrestling in my school. That we didn't have a program throughout high school. I did pretty good my 8th grade year, and then after that, I haven't wrestled since until I started picking up MMA, and then we did down here.
Cool.
Aside from physically, how do you prepare mentally and emotionally for a fight?
I just try to visualize it, try to keep my mind on it, try not to stress about it too much, because I know I signed up for this, and I know I'm working hard as I can, and I know I'm going to be ready. I got him pushing me every day, so I know I just try to think about it, like how it's going to go, and visualize it basically.
Yeah, so do you always have a game plan going in, or do you find that sometimes things take you by surprise?
Oh yeah, I try to, but I don't know. The last few fights, I kind of didn't really stick to it. It just kind of, yeah.
Those first couple punches.
It's crazy once you get in there for me. I'm like a really shy person, so like when I see all the people, my mind kind of just shuts off. But I'm getting better at it. My last fight, I felt I was in there more. Like I can actually remember my last fight. The other fights, I kind of can't really picture anything in the moment. But my last, I'm getting a little better at it.
I know as a what do you call it?
Like a spectator?
Spectator. We are screaming our guts out, and you can hear us on the cameras and everything else, but he can't hear a word we're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you hear your coaches pretty well, or are you just all in your own head?
Yeah, I was in my head. I mean, the last fight I kind of did a little bit. Like I was able to focus a little more, but yeah, not too much.
I actually have more luck hearing my opponent's corner rather than my own. It's kind of funny.
yeah, I feel that too.
So what are your plans going forward with MMA?
Well, I want to win this belt, and I'm not sure, defend it for a little bit. I do know eventually I want to go down to 170. I feel like that'll be my ideal weight. I feel like that'll be where I feel most comfortable at. But right now, 185, it's not too bad of a cut, and I still feel strong. Like I feel good going in at 185. But 170 is where I want to go.
Because I know I've been on a weight loss journey for different reasons. I'm not doing any kind of MMA, but I know other people that do it too, and it's hard. Like, I really appreciate people that, you know, have the get-go to do that.
Yeah, it definitely takes a lot.
It does. So who has been your toughest opponent?
I would probably say my first fight, Caleb Montez. I didn't know anything about him. He looked buff, and I was pretty nervous just going into it. And then he hit pretty hard, I think. I took quite a few shots in that one. But I'd say, yeah, my first fight.
Cool.
And then what has been your biggest hurdle to overcome as a fighter?
All the injuries I've had to go through. Like, my first fight, I got the win. I had another one set up, and then tore my MCL. Had to pull out of that one. And then I had another fight, or I got my second fight, and then I had to pull out of another fight after the second one because I had an infection in my stomach. Belly button got like super swollen and had to get it drained. And
is that from
sucked.
Fighting?
No, I don't know how that happened. It was just stupid right before the fight too. And
that's
that
crazy.
one sucked. And then recently me and Mitch were supposed to fight for the belt May 19th, and then got bit by my dog trying to break up their fight. So another injury, and it just sucks being so ready, preparing for something, and then it just gets taken away from you over something so quick and so stupid.
So
I'd say that was.
This is what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, that was definitely the thought going through my head. Like, but I've still been doing it, still been getting wins, so I think
Good
it
for
is.
you. That's awesome. What do you think is a misconception about you?
I'll go off what my opponent said in his podcast, my one-punch power. I believe that I have a lot more than that, and he'll find out.
So what kind of what are you expecting from Mitch, and what are you expecting that you're going to be able to show in this fight?
I'm expecting pretty good pressure, and I know he's got a really good coach, really good team over there. Like, I've seen all their fighters, and I was actually a fan of all of them, and I think they're a great gym. So I know he's going to come with a good game plan, and I think he'll be pretty disciplined. But I know I've been working hard, and I can push myself to crazy limits, and I'm just ready for a war, 5-round war if it has to be.
So my husband grew up with brothers, and it can get pretty brutal. So does he make a good opponent?
Oh yeah, he's my little brother, but bigger than me by a lot. So training with him is pretty good, getting me ready for Mitch, I think.
That's amazing. It's great that he can support you like that. What is something you've learned about yourself?
That I can break through, like, certain barriers that I've thought were set for myself. Like, I never thought I'd be able to be on TV. Like, I always wanted to, but I'm just too, I don't know, I'm not a people person, I should say. And I was really nervous for that. And like, the podcast right now is pretty hard for me to do it, but I know it's part of the game, and I feel like this is the biggest thing, that I can do these things.
Yeah, like talking to you, I don't get that nervous vibe from you. I think you're handling yourself really well.
Well, that's good.
So I've got another question related to the fight. So are you one of the fighters, like, you like to watch and study and know everything about your opponent, or do you just leave that to your brother, or how do you go about that?
Oh yeah, we study the fights. I've watched both of his, and it's obvious he's wrestler, but I do know he's got that power. His first fight was a knockout, so just got to watch out for that one punch power, and watch out for the wrestling. And
Cool. All right. Well, do you have any more questions?
So are you guys coming to Utah to fight then?
Yeah, with Still Fist.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, they're only in Utah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited. I hope I get to meet you guys when you come down.
Yeah, well, August 11th, we'll be ready.
Cool. All right. Now the microphone's yours. So any friends, family, or sponsors, or anybody that you want to thank?
I'd really like to thank my brother right here. He's been here every single day pushing me, like holding the hand pads, the body bag, just letting me beat the crap out of him, and just supporting me the whole way through my whole career and believing in me. And I just want to show him that it's possible to chase your dreams, and anyone out there, chase your dreams. Don't think you can't do it.
That is a great
that's it.
message.
Cool. All right. Well, appreciate you coming on. It was good to talk to you, and I wish you the best of luck on August 11th, and I will see you there.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
a good
Take
day, guys.
care.